All right, today I want to be very hyper tactical and help you make a lot of money in your business. So here's what I want you to do. And it's something I slept on for a really long time at Escape Climbing. We had this, direct to consumer, also as a B2B business as well, because we were selling to climbing gyms. But effectively, we would be selling to people who were building home climbing walls in their basement for their kids or in their backyard for training purposes. And we had a list of thousands and thousands and thousands of customers from over the years. And they were just sitting in this database that we never did anything with. Until one day we're sitting around and asking ourselves, how can we make more money? And we thought, well, why don't we take this list of customers that we've acquired over the years, and why don't we send them an email and just say, hey, what's up? Here's what we're working on. Here's a cool new thing. Have you thought about maybe buying it, right? So we sent out an email to a list of, I don't even remember how many people it was. It was a lot, but that one email, within an hour, we could attribute $10,000 of additional sales. Now, for us at the time, I think when I sent that email, we were just at about $2 million a year of top line revenue. So that was maybe $20,000. No, I'm sorry, $200,000 a month. So you think about an extra $10,000 in an hour of sending that email. And I think by the end of that week or end of a couple of days, when the effect of that email had kind of worn off, you could probably attribute maybe $25,000, $30,000 of sales just to that one email. And I didn't even put a lot of effort into it because I didn't have high expectations. I was like, it's the first time we ever have emailed our list. And I expect most of them to click spam. Most of them click, don't ever talk to me again, you weirdos. But I was surprised that a significant number of people actually went and bought. And when you think about, 25,000 versus 250,000 for a month, that's 10%. That's a good little lift right there. So what we took away from that was we need to be sending more emails. And so every week from that point forward, we would send another email. And like gangbusters, it was consistent. Like $25,000 could be attributed to every email we would send. Like sometimes it would be more depending on what we were promoting in that particular email. Sometimes a little bit less, but like it would float in that range, and that's pretty significant. So I want to share with you the 3 different types of emails you should consider sending to your email list. Maybe you're already sending out consistent emails. Maybe you have never sent them an email ever in your life. And at this point, you're even afraid to do it because it's kind of like the friend that you haven't talked to in like 5 years. And you're like, well, I don't want to email, I don't want to text them out of the blue and seem like a weirdo. Do they even remember me? I'm telling you, like, they probably think the same thing about you and wanting to reach out. So you might as well reach out to them and be the person. Be brave. Don't be a coward. But when it comes to your customers, like, there's no point in having a list of people that have given you permission to email them if you don't email them. If they want to unsubscribe, they will. If they don't want to buy, they will. But your job is to, make yourself known as much as possible. And so you've already paid to acquire those customers in the past, right? They've already purchased from you. Or maybe you're running the type of business where you had a lead magnet and you've put people onto your email list, right, for free. Well, let's try and convert them into people actually giving us money. And the 3 types of emails, the very first one that I want you to send out is the value bomb. This is the email where you are not even thinking. It doesn't even cross your mind to try and make money. That's not the goal. The goal is not to pitch. The goal is not to sell them anything. The goal is to give them so much damn value in an email that they go, hot damn, that was great. This person's amazing. And they feel compelled to write back and say, that was great. That was amazing. They take a screenshot, they share it with their friends, and they go on to do something else that, go to your YouTube channel or to your Instagram or to your website and they do something else, right? And the way to think about the value bomb is like, put yourself in the position of your audience and ask, what would they find incredibly valuable? Not what would you find incredibly valuable from your perspective as an entrepreneur. Like, ask them, what is the problem that they are trying to solve right now? For instance, at Escape during 2020, a lot of people suddenly wanted to build climbing walls in their backyard, but like most people don't have any clue how to do that, right? So what we did is we put together a ebook that walked through step by step by step. Here's how to build a home climbing wall for your kids. And it had all the different instructions that you would need based off of if you have a brick wall, if you have no walls, if you have cinder block walls, if you have a tree to work with, right? And we said, here's where you start. Here's the supplies that you're going to need. Here's where you can get them. Here's how to put them in. Here's the common problems you're going to run into. Just a value-packed email that they took, and now they were able to go out and build their home walls. Now, obviously from that, a lot of people are going to be like, well, cool. I need the T-nuts and I need some plywood. I might as well just go see if you guys offer that. And oh, sure enough, you do, right? But that's not your primary goal. Your goal is to add value, solve a problem, and just pack the value in there, right? And then the sales come as a happenstance. You want to send the majority of your emails like this. You want to be thinking maybe 70% of the emails you send are just these, every time I get it, I open it up because you're about to blow my mind with value, right? So that's number one. The second one is the pitch email. This is where, if you're going to add value. If you're going to pitch. Don't confuse the two. Like, don't add value and then pitch hard. Like, you've built up all this goodwill and then you immediately undo it just by going for the pitch. And it's like you're crossing your streams. And so I'm a big fan of, when you send your emails, have one primary objective. That I'm going to add value. I'm going to make a pitch. And if you're going to pitch, which should be like 30% of your emails, pitch unabashedly. Don't pussyfoot around it. If you're going to pitch, make it clear what the value proposition is, why they should do it, what to do next. It doesn't have to be a long email, right? It could be short, but don't beat around the bush. Ask them for the sale, and you'll be surprised. People will follow through and they will go for the sale. So that's the second type. Now, the third email is actually a variation of the pitch email, but I wanted to add it here because I have a feeling you're going to struggle with this, right? A lot of times when it comes to the pitch emails, people do them really, really poorly, and they either create these overly processed emails that look kind of like magazines, where it's like pictures everywhere and beautiful font and well designed, all that stuff, right? But that's not how people interact with their email. Like the goal of a good email is somebody opens it, they get it, and they think, oh, this could have come from a friend. And so it's highly text-based, very few pictures, if any, very few links, if any. Not to say no links, but just very few links. You want it to read like, me, your buddy, just sent you a quick email. Hey, you should check this out. I thought you'd get a lot of value out of it. Boom, here's a link, right? So to help you with that is what's called the spear email. That is short, pointed, expecting a response. Spear. Now, I think it was Dean Jackson. He popularized this. He's like an OG of email marketing. He called this the 9-word email. And really the goal of a spear email is to be incredibly short. I'm saying 9 words. 9 words is not a lot to work with. And so what you're trying to do is you're trying to just get somebody to raise their hand and respond to the email. You're not trying to sell them on a thing quite yet. You're trying to get them to raise their hand and show interest. So it could be, hey, so-and-so, just launched this new thing. Are you interested in checking it out? That's more than 9 words, so you'd want to condense it down. But effectively, that's it. Hey, just launched this new thing. You interested? Or you just launched in? And just that you in, that's YOU space IN, not just you in. That's, RUN, but shortened. You're trying to get them to hit reply and say, yeah, I'm in or not in. And you're trying to write this in a way where it doesn't feel like a mass email, right? If I sent you an email, hey, Linda, just launched this new mastermind, bringing on 5 new people, you in? You don't read that and think, oh, that's a mass email that's going out to 100,000 people. You think, oh, he's sending that to me. Anthony genuinely wants to reach out to me and wants to hear from me. So let me just respond. No, it's a bad fit because I don't like your shirt, right? It could be that. Or it could be like, oh yeah, awesome. Tell me, I don't know anything about this. Tell me about it, right? And now in that follow-up email, now you have the ability to do the follow-on, add value and go for the pitch and sell and all that stuff. This works better when it's like a high ticket item. If you're in the instance of Escape, I wouldn't have done this for like a $10 widget. Hey, we just launched this new thing. You want to check it out, right? It wouldn't be like that. But if I had a coaching service, or I had a mastermind, or if I had a live event that I'm doing, like, hey, hosting a live event in Tampa next week, you in? Real simple. Expect a reply. You will be surprised by how high of a response rate you get to an email like that, which is great. Even if that doesn't lead to sales, it's great because it signals to the email servers that your deliverability is good, that people are interested because they're opening, they're responding. And so you really want to dial in the subject line so that people, when they see the email hit their inbox, it doesn't feel like a pitch. It doesn't feel like it's coming from a company. It feels personalized to them. So it could be like, hey, Linda, got a question for you, right? You're like, oh, what's that, right? Or Linda, are we going to see you here, right? It's a question. What's this? Let me take a look. So get your emails dialed in, send them consistently. Stop being a wussy. I know. If you haven't sent an email in a while, it feels weird to send it out of the blue. Now you're going to think like, oh, these people aren't going to be interested. I don't care. Do it anyway. Also, don't get in your head when you send an email and people unsubscribe. You're like, What's the point of having them on the email list if you don't send them emails? Who cares if they unsubscribe? Like, I see so many people not send emails because they're like, well, every time I send an email, people unsubscribe. And it's like, yeah, that's fine. They weren't going to buy anyway. Get rid of them. That's fine. Like, get to the people that do want to buy. And you can only do that by sending the email. So that is your secret. If you want to make more money, go send an email. I'll see you guys in the next episode.